All right, so next one I'm going to go through today is the straddle hinge. It's one of my favorite gymnastics exercises, really good for working hip hamstring mobility, and it's also a hinge, so it's great for teaching thoracic activation when I go into a hinge. Like I said earlier, a lot of times what we see in a squat is because people have a hard time driving tension from the shoulder down to the pelvis, they kind of fall apart in the middle of their spine. So a lot of times for the same reason, people get that low back pain or their spine angle kind of changes in a golf swing. It's because they have the hard time keeping everything solid when they start to get dynamic. So what I'm going to have you guys do on this one is we're going to start with the feet out as wide as possible. So a lot of you guys are going to set up, and because you're tight in the hips, you're already going to be in this bad pattern, that lumbar extension. So think about this. If I'm standing on a big piece of paper, first thing I want to do is push the paper apart. You guys should feel all the way up your legs to your glutes. And then what I want to do is I want to tuck the pelvis underneath so my hips are neutral on here. My rib cage is going to stay neutral. If I was to kind of imagine I had a double chin, my head comes back so I'm in a neutral position. My hands are going to start up. So I want to come up and imagine I'm kind of squeezing a basketball. And then I'm going to drive long on here. My goal on here is keeping my ribs down, my head stays back, reaching. I'm going to bring my hands, a lot of tension. I'm going to bring my pelvis back to neutral, arms come up, trying to reach as long as I can. So a lot of times what I'll see is when guys start to get out here, their head's going to come forward because they lack that extension in their thoracic spine. So one of the things you should imagine is almost like I've got a stick from my tailbone to the top of my head. As I come down, I want to keep driving my head back, which is going to allow me to maintain that spine angle rather than kind of that falling apart. So this drill, I'd rather you not go as low and maintain that tension in that upper body. But this is a great drill as either part of a warm-up, or you can even start to put 1-2 pound weights in your hands. This will rock your T-spine. Also really good to start to just kind of bring